Hello, entrepreneurs. Remember we talked about money management? So let me paint a picture for you. Um, Tax season is in full swing, and I am getting so many questions and so many people who are despondent and upset. And for those of you who are in that situation or you know someone, please tell them to check out the video that talks about Tax and Jobs Act of 2017. It may answer some questions. But as it relates to money management, remember I told you the challenge was to set your budget, to write your budget. So let's paint a picture. You are doing everyday life. You are going to work, dropping the kids off, picking them up. They have homework, they have games, they have soccer, they have all kind of things. You're picking up groceries. You're trying to make ends meet. You're doing a lot of different things. And yet you're going to keep your budget in the same brain that you have with the children, the soccer, the husband, boyfriend, significant other, dating, me time. You're going to keep all of that together. You're going to drop something. Think about it. I know you've done it. I know you've had the moments where you've spent the same money several times. I know you've had that time where you thought, oh, you had more money. You looked, found out you didn't have as much as you thought. Then the next thing you know, you're scrambling, you're running into the negative, you're not sure what the next move is, all because it was not written down. Let me tell you something. People ask me every year, and they always make a joke and say, oh, I want my taxes like the rich people. I don't want to pay and I don't want to do. Well, the first rule of business, the first thing that people with money do, they look at it every day. Think about it. Two people standing, they're about to get a service. People who don't have money are always the one who want to pretend like money is no option. Meanwhile, the guy with money will be the first one to say, wait a minute, how much does it cost? He or she will even challenge it sometimes, like, why is it so much? How can I get this cost down? Now, I have a couple of feelings about that, but we're going to stick with the message of the video, which is money management, and we'll come back to negotiating prices and stuff later. But when it comes to money management, that person who asks the questions will know what he or she is getting and what they're paying for. Have you ever been in that situation where you wanted to ask a question, but you were afraid? You didn't want to look cheap or like you didn't have the money. Or maybe you even thought if they thought you didn't have the money, they would treat you differently. And sometimes that happens. But it's my money. I work for it, and I'm going to ask questions. When you have money, when you're trying to build anything, you ask questions and you manage. And you cannot manage the stuff that you don't pay attention to. You cannot manage your money or your budget all up here. You have to write it down. You have to look at it. And then you got to go back, look at what's deposited, look at what came out, and make sure you did what you said you were going to do with the money. We're talking about money management, and you cannot get to the next level without it. Notice how I'm not talking about what your level is, because I don't know. And money management and building wealth is not a cookie cutter thing. There are principles, but for everybody it's going to look different. If you are barely making ends meet with $300 or $400, the advice given to you is going to look different to somebody who's making $30,000 or $40,000. And so it's important, but either way, money management is the same. And I know some of you think, no, the more money you get, the less you have to manage or the less you have to worry. And that is not true. The more you have to manage and the more you have to be concerned about. Remember, anytime you get more responsibility comes with it. So in the money management, I'm telling you, begin by writing everything down. Write down your budget. Write it down. If you get paid every 2 weeks, write it down every 2 weeks. Look at it, manage it, and then go back and review it. See where you got off. Did you make plans and go out to eat and hang out and get stuck with a bill you weren't prepared for? Did you spend too much at the grocery store? What could you have done differently? It's those types of things and those type of questions that change your money outcome. It's been your girl, the Queen Bee, saying, hey, let's manage this money. Bye-bye.